subscribe button. Check out some other videos. Just find out what's going on. So this morning I'm going to the Mayweather gym. They invited me to come to another class. That's going well, very well. I like how it's building up the strength of my shoulders. That's going good. So another business proposition I had was to start doing the property management. So I'm like, man, where am I gonna get leads to do property management from other investors and other who own some homes? So it came to me that while I was doing my eviction, and a couple of months ago, that it's a public record on who's doing the evictions for what. So like probably the best way I could pick up leads is to just be at the magistrate court in person, handing out my business card, let people know that, hey, yes, I do offer these services, and then also going onto the public records and seeing who's filing for the evictions, skip tracing them, letting them know that I offer this service for property management, finish out their eviction for them. When I did my eviction, I did it by myself. I did it by myself. I was my own counsel. And so that's a lot of things that people have. Like, if you've never done it, it's a headache to do all the paperwork, to find out everything about the tenants, to find out how to actually do it right, to where you didn't like leave anything out, to where now the tenant is able to like basically stay there longer than they should, even though they should have moved out and paid you their rent months ago. So that is that's a service I'll be implementing along with the door knocking. So the door knocking is something I'm doing to generate leads. It's prospecting. I feel like it's a great way to build my sales skills, refine my sales skills, generate leads, and just like make more connections in the places I want to be selling homes. And my goals for this year was like $700,000 a month worth of homes, and then do about 13 of those throughout the year. But realistically, $700,000 homes do not sell as often as the average home sale. And so in my market, that's like $250,000. So it actually makes more sense to focus on just the average home sale, do above average in that field, and generate from there, instead of looking to go into it in like a below average in terms of how often it sells market, and then try to be above average there, where it's more based off of reputation, or people you already know, who, like the person who sold you the house, you already knew them because they sold you your $250,000 house. That type of that's how that type of market is facilitated. So I'll be sticking with the $250,000 the average, doing above average in that field, and working it, making these on the way, because they are enjoyable. And then as I'm building up my connections and my friends and my social life, my acquaintances, all of these are different groups of people, by the way, professionals, professional network. Deals will appear, they'll form. I know later today I need to put together the lease application, as well as after I get back from boxing, the lease application, and what else? Make sure everyone has their appointment for the open house tomorrow and Friday. So that's gonna be like really good. I mean, I got like 14, 15 people who are wanting to rent the place out. So that's gonna be really like set up. So it's like I'm gonna get a good person in there who's gonna sign a 12-month lease or 12 to 24-month lease. I'm gonna save the money that they put down as a deposit in case something goes haywire. And and I'll continue to work that, continue talking to people, meeting people, having good conversations, making sure I'm perfecting my eye contact, my body language, my tonality, my presence, and all of those skills that are important in sales, as well as renewing of my mind. So that way when I am doing these sales, making these connections, understanding my own psychology, I don't get burned out, which I've done multiple times in the past in different segments of this industry I've been in. And so as I've learned more about myself and my psychology, I've understood that that is the most detrimental thing. It means I've been putting the work in, definitely, but then that burnout period burns out the work instead of making it seamless. Instead of it just being a little bit here, a little bit there, one brick at a time, it's 10 bricks at a time with no cement, and then they fall down. So I'm not doing that anymore because it's counterproductive, and it ends up weakening my psychology and my ultimate motivation to proceed in the industry, as well as building on my motivation. I'll be looking into joining several groups, local board of realtors, to be around other like-minded individuals, other young professionals. And that word, I feel, is such a label. However, their definition of young professional is anyone under 40. So can't argue with that. By that logic, I could be 50, 60, 70 and be a professional in the professional industry, which is about the other side of the mountain. So that will be I'll get there. Meanwhile, I'll be building my strength and peace of mind. I can feel it now. And as I'm on the bus, the cold itself is bracing. Maybe you can see my hairs on my arms standing up. Oh, that was a joke. Make sure to subscribe, follow, share this video with your friends. Eventually, as I build back up my money, it's one of those transformational periods, beginning of the transformational period, as I've come out of having my home being occupied by less than desirables, and now it's vacant. Then I've done the renovations to it. Now I'm about to put a new person in there. Ultimately, that'll increase my lifestyle. So it's one of those transition periods for me where things will get better as long as I continue making reasonable, logical, intelligent, passionate, creative, critical, perceptive, analytical, cognizant, bold, lucky, faithful, fortunate, Sibia decisions. Yeah. Today is the day of the event of wine tasting. We're having it at a local establishment on Main Street. And I found a place in about, 2 days or something. So that's a much better location than my original idea, and it's much more open to the public. So y'all go check out my group meet, check out my meetup group called Social Circle. See you there.